And now, to talk about the module of the week, let's bring in Martin Anderson Klutz, a senior solutions engineer at Acquia and a maintainer of a number of Drupal modules of his own. Martin, what do you have for us this week?
This week, we're going to be talking about a module called Views User Term Filter. It allows you to filter the results of a view to ones that share a taxonomy term reference with the current user's profile. It was created earlier this year, back in July of 2022. Currently has an Alpha 2 1.0 version available that supports Drupal 8, 9, and 10. Doesn't have any open issues, and it's actually only currently in use by 2 sites, but maybe the show will change that. As I mentioned, it's a module that I made and really is designed to try and demonstrate the power that Drupal has to make a site feel more customized, especially if it's a site that has kind of authenticated users. The idea being, if you're showing a list of information, then you can narrow that down to information that aligns with something that a user has specified on their profile. So it could be, what region they're in, if they've indicated a primary interest, those kinds of things, to be able to help make the site content feel more custom to what you know about them. So wanted to maybe open this up to the group, or for these kinds of use cases, what kinds of solutions have people been using before this module was available?
Typically, I would do some sort of configuration node, right? Or object or something where it might be on their user profile. So it still kind of looks like they're editing it there, but it's just some sort of this is some sort of entity that holds some fields, that has some configuration. And then you just build a view to react to that information. But it seems like this is, I guess my main question is my question always with these types of utility modules is how strong are the assumptions? Can it work with multiple vocabularies? Can it be multiple? Can they choose multiple taxonomy terms? Or is it really just meant to be, you have one category that you want, one vocabulary that you choose, and they choose one value, and that's how it works?
So again, because it is a newer module, I would say that the initial use cases were really more around kind of the simple use cases. But that being said, if there was a need to make it work better with more complex use cases, then by all means, would love for somebody to throw that in as either a bug report or a feature request. And I think it would be excellent if it could work for a variety of use cases, not just the simple one that it was originally written for. Absolutely.
It's interesting. I recently had a request or a need in a project to kind of gate content based on certain attributes of that content, and determined that taxonomy was the best way to do that. This module definitely is something that would have come in handy, or could have come in handy when I was kind of looking at that. I think I used more of the taxonomy access permissions module set to resolve that problem. But this module definitely kind of fits into there, where I can set a term for a user, or a couple of terms for a user, and kind of gate content for them. So that's definitely another use case.
Yeah, when I was setting up the use case, I had actually hoped that maybe I could use a token to sort of achieve the same thing, but at least in my experience, I couldn't get the token approach to work. So rolled this into a module.
I think this is awesome. Anytime we can add some personalization to an experience for users, it improves the experience for users. So I love the concept.
Thanks, Martin. If you have a suggestion for module of the week, let us know on Drupal Slack in the Talking Drupal channel. Now let's jump into our primary topic.